Slavery no longer comes with chains. No one is whipping you. No one is locking your door. But if there is a loan, you must pay every month, an installment you cannot afford to miss, a salary you are afraid to lose. Are you truly free? In the modern world, slavery is not physical, it is financial. The chain is invisible, but it quietly determines how you live your life. Today, across both developed and developing economies, a common pattern has emerged. While asset prices rise rapidly, real wage growth fails to keep up. Especially after the 2008 global financial crisis, expansionary monetary policies and the massive liquidity injections following 2020 pushed financial asset prices upward. Stock markets, technology shares, real estate, and land reached historic highs. However, when we look at average wage growth during the same period, the picture is different. Although nominal income appears to increase, purchasing power does not rise at the same rate. Here lies the critical turning point. Those who own assets win. Those who rely solely on income struggle. Historically, the middle class was built on two foundations: labor income, the ability to acquire property. Today, labor income alone is no longer sufficient to acquire property. This gap is especially dramatic in the housing market. In major cities, annual housing price increases often far exceed wage growth. The number of years required to purchase a home keeps rising. This pushes people toward credit. And this is where the point of dependency begins. Debt becomes the fuel of the system. Mortgage loans, auto loans, credit card debt. Debt itself is not inherently bad, but if income growth fails to match the pace of debt, debt becomes permanent. A person no longer works to build wealth, but to service debt. Options narrow. Risk-taking becomes difficult. Changing jobs becomes harder. The fear of losing a credit score stands in front of economic freedom. This is not classical slavery, but it is a form of constraint that shapes behavior. Another important factor is the advantage monetary policy provides to asset holders. When central banks inject liquidity into markets, that money does not go directly to wages. It enters the financial system first. As a result, stock prices rise. Real estate appreciates, risk assets gain value. In this process, those who own assets become wealthier. Those who do not are left facing higher prices. This is how wealth inequality expands. The erosion of the middle class does not produce only economic consequences, it also creates social ones. Anxiety about the future increases. Fertility rates decline, social trust weakens, political polarization intensifies. Economic pressure fuels cultural tension. At this point, the metaphor of slavery becomes clearer. The modern individual is physically free, but if economic decisions are determined by the burden of debt, the space for freedom has narrowed. What is true freedom? Is it being debt-free? Is it owning assets? Or is it controlling the gap between income and expenses? If we must go into debt for 30 years to buy a home, who truly owns the property? If inflation erodes savings while asset prices continue to rise, whom does the system protect? If the middle class erodes, can the balance of democracy be maintained? In the end, this is not only about money, it is about a model of economic dependency. The chain may be invisible, but its effect is real.